Evening all, and welcome to episode 23 of season 8 of Factory Town, where we are going to get our rail system working today. That's the plan. So what we want to do is we first and foremost want to cut the farm off and have the farm coming up here, because this is what we want first. We want the train station to be grain based. So let's just remove that one there, and let's run our grain into the back of that. Yep, and then we're going to run cotton up to there. And we'll figure out what else we're going to do here. What I may do is, I know this has now got affinity for cotton here, which is a bit of a pain, but I might move that one to here. And have the two cottons go to here, and then across and down. And then whatever's here, and then... it doesn't... We got plenty of space. So, yeah, we'll just run the grain up to... No, we won't. No, we won't, because we want to actually change this, don't we? Yes, we do. We want to change this to be a packager. Ba-dum. Okay, and you want to pack into crate, and we're going to output there as well. There we go. Right, and then we're going to say, hey, would you take Let's pause the game for a moment. Would you... I'm thinking, because there's going to be another packager here. We can't afford it now, but there's going to be one here for whatever these two fields are. Which will probably be grain as well. This will probably all be grain. So maybe I could just put the packager at the end to feed them all into it. Or put the packager here. I think that's probably the best idea. If I put the packager here, with the pretense that we're going to have another farm here, here, and here for grain, and one here, we can run all the farms into this one packager. And hopefully it can package fast enough. Not sure on that, but we'll see. And then you can come up to there, and you're going to be our grain. This is just purely going to be a grain storage, so the whole station is a grain storage. Bit of a waste, because it can store so much stuff, but that's how it's going to go. We are going to have more drop-offs here as well, so we're going to have more things to drop off as we go, because obviously we're going to need 1, 2 and a bit just for food, and then we're going to need 2 and a bit or 1 and a bit for general goods, and then whatever else comes along. So we're going to have a lot more drop-offs than we are pickups. So we might have actually no, because we won't. Are we going to sell? We're not going to sell each and every one of those. No, we're not. Because we don't need to sell everything that's in this market. We only need to sell like the best of it. So, so we need however many drop-offs this is here. So, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 49. We need 49 stops. 49 divided by 8 is 6.12. So we're going to need 6 and a bit stations for dropping off goods. Because like in here, for instance, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 11 in food. Well, of course there is. We just looked at that here. There's 11 in food. And this only stores 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So for food, we're going to need 1 and a bit station. Because flour will become bread at a later date. Yeah, we'll replace flour with bread. And then eggs will be their own thing. Cooked fish, cooked chicken, cooked beef. One of those 3, I think. Berries, apples, pear apples, and berries, I think, are the same thing. Carrots their own thing? No, carrots are vegetables, aren't they? Yeah, carrots, potatoes, or tomato. We will sell dragon fruit over cactus fruit. We will sell dragon punch. Basically, we're going to sell the thing whatever the most expensive is, because that's the end product of making all the things. However, like this, for instance, these and these, although these are forestry and farming. Okay, so these ones the carrot, potato, and tomato, whichever one we make. We will be doing all three of them because I think all three of them are needed elsewhere. But we can sell them directly here, so we don't need an input here. So we can take 2 out, maybe even 3, because the cactus fruit and dragon fruit we can do. So we can take 3 of these out, meaning we only need 7 storage here. 8 storage. 8 storage. So that's 1 train station. Yes. But for every other one, we're going to need maximum. So we need all 10 slots there. We need all the ones there. Because everything else is made. This is the only exceptions here because these are made here. And like for instance, the general goods, when we go over to the industrial town where we're making like reinforced planks, we won't need to. We will need to export them, but we won't need to import them because they'll be there already. So yeah. So that's going to be our food one basically. So what I can actually do here is I can actually change this to be. There's grains category, which means it will take grains, flour, or bread. So if I did that, if I did the categories, so fish, it will do either fish, chicken, beef, fruit we don't need to worry about, vegetables don't need to worry about, and exotic fruit we don't need to worry about because they're being made here. Juice, jam. No, jam's not one, is it? Pin. I do like that pin thing. You can pin it and then open up a different inventory and it's fine. So jam isn't jam. Jam is a gourmet thing. So it's not jam. So juice, and then we've got milk. Milk is milk and butter. So we have to go up and we have to pick milk, and then the next one you have to pick butter. Is that right? Grains? Oh, eggs. I missed eggs. Fish, chicken, beef, eggs. It's not in the right order, but it doesn't matter. There we go. So that's all the food that we need to bring back here. Which means I can unlock all these because it's ready now. It's all sorted. So that's fine. And we can do a wonderful... Oh, nah. I was just about to say we can do a wonderful trick here of we could actually have... have this filtered to basic food, which is the sell category, which covers everything that's selling. But the drawback to that is that the grain train would then pick up grain and then go down here to drop it off. And we don't want that, do we? So right now the grain train would come up, go along. Actually, right now the grain train would get stuck because that rail is incorrect. Don't do that. So yeah, the grain train would come up and he would go down here, backwards and forwards, drop off his grain here, which is what we don't want because we don't want grain coming out of this, and then go off again. So we might not be able to do the basic food filter there. We might have to do something else. Or we could do a signal tag with it. I mean, if we call this drop, and then we tag this with pick up, and drop off. Okay. Then we tag the train with a pickup, so we know it's a pickup train. Now the problem to that is that when we get to the other side, is the drop off is going to pick up. That won't work. That won't work. That will get very confusing very quickly. We'll just have to change this. We'll just have to change this to not do that. What we want for the minute is what we want. We want bread. Flour. We want flour. Let's just get flour working, shall we? And then we'll figure it out later. Because what we can do here is you can multiple tag things. So, well, I can multiple tag this, I should say. So I can say, hey, push bread down here, and push it. Push Dragon Punch down here and push chicken, raw cooked chicken down here, but then it wouldn't accept raw chicken because the raw chicken isn't on the filter, so it goes. So yeah, so we can do flour. These will all be in place, so we don't need to worry about those. Dragon Punch, we hold shift and click. There's multiple item filters. So cooked chicken, milk. Let's do this in order. I'm going along. Chicken, milk, that, cooked fish, butter. None of that down there. Ooh, what am I missing? What am I missing? House, in house. You. So flour is technically bread. Let's right. Bread. Egg. Cooked fish. Cooked chicken. Cooked beef. We ignore that. We ignore that. We ignore that. Dragon Punch. Milk. Butter. Alright, so we don't need... Oh, no, because I thought the item filters were in fours, stacks of fours. That's why it looked wrong to me. But it's not. It's in five. So 5, 6, 7, 8. That's correct. Okay. And I'm going to add flour to this as well. And we can always take it away just by holding shift and clicking it again. So we add flour to it as well. And there we go. So we've got all that set there. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And then they can do their thing in there, and that's absolutely fine. And then you will not go down here because you don't have grain. You are the grain train. And the grain train will drive along. Let's get rid of all this rail here. Oh. And you for the moment. And then we don't need this row here because we're no longer filtering up here, are we? So we can move this down to here. Okay. But and this wants to come in and wants to feed these ones here, doesn't it? Now, do we want to do this? Do we want to do this via the base? Do I want to use the storage in the base for things? Not too sure I do, if I'm honest with you. Kind of just you want to use the storage here, because otherwise we can end up with, like we got here, we've got like 1,000 grains sat in this base doing nothing right now. So, let's turn that off as well, so we don't... So yeah, so I think we probably want to avoid that. And trying to think of the inputs required, because space is at a premium. We've got 8 slots in here, and yeah, there's no way to limit the base, the amount that are stored in the base. There's no way to go, hey, I don't want, you know, I just want just pass through. There's no way to do that. It will always be a buffer in the center. It's not a bad buffer. I suppose we'll just stick with it for the moment, won't we? Where the hell I'm going to put the markets, I don't know. They're going to have to be like over the edges here somewhere. But we'll see. We'll see. So you want to come down here, go back to there, was it? And like that. Was that right? That doesn't right. That's the way I want it. Ah, I've done extra. extra rails. That's yeah, that's not quite the way I had originally envisioned this. There we go. So there's a gap down the center. So if we need to do any logic, we can put it in the center. Okay, that's better. Right, and then that comes up, and then blah blah blah. And then you would go off, and you would go on that way, and you'd go all the way around and come back in. It would be a giant loop. That's the idea. So you would go straight through there. We are going to actually dig through that. Go straight through there. Down to here. We go through the trees. Zoom. And then you would technically carry on because we can buy these now. Actually, we can afford to buy these. So let's buy these. 2, 3. Okay. And let's copy that. Not quite paste it there because we need to get rid of those trees. Those trees. Okay. Copy. Boom. There we go. And that should give us the proper distance to the edge of the map, or edge of our town. So that is another option we have as well, because like this town and this other town over here are going to have 2 corners where the rail comes along. We could drop off in other places or pick up in other places. It's always an option. So how far away from here do we actually go? So the rail is 12 squares. So the rail is going to be right on the edge of the map as it stands. Cool, cool, cool. Move those trees there. The rail down here. I'm just getting the rail kind of in place so we can see it running. Stop. Now, of course, we need to buy this one and this one at least, I think. Maybe. Probably more than that actually. But that's we're not building these 2 towns yet. So we're gonna go with this. And we're gonna run it all the way along the edge of the map. Zump. Just removing all the trees and resources from the edge of the map. Oh, a bit of gold there. Oh dear. Probably shouldn't have removed that. At least not yet. Boom, there's the edge of the map. Right, now, do we have enough tiles this? We have 575. Some 300 tiles. And boom, there we go. Okay, plenty of tiles. There we go. Right, so now the track is complete. The track is in place. And it means that any train that comes along and ends up here will drop off. Well, actually, it won't do anything right now. So you need to come here. So you're going to have 2 different trains here. You're going to have a drop off and a pickup, which means we need to change this because you're going to drop off. And the reason I don't think I can drop off and pick up at the same station is because, I mean, if we had the pickup first, the grain train would come along and pick up whatever grain's in here, and then drop it off again. But the grain train should be full, so that would kind of work. But if we did it that way, it would pick up the flour and then drop the flour back off again. Or it would drop off the grain and then pick up the grain again. So, yeah, I can't really have a pickup and a drop-off station unless I run a track around the other side of it as well. But we're not doing that, so okay. So in that case, can I put a station under there? Nope, I cannot. I need to be way higher than that. That's awkward. Yeah, those inputs need to be way higher than that. Or lower as well, because I don't know whether I mean, we could run them through the station. There's no reason why we couldn't run them through the station. That would be... You could drop them in the station, then roll off, and then we could have the flour picked up and then brought along this path to the station. That's what I was kind of going to do. We've got nails coming out here, so this is where nails are probably going to go. Whatever I do is not going to be pretty. I'm thinking if we have this come in on the floor and then everything else get packaged, because these should be packaged. These as well should be packaged to conform to everything that we're doing. They should be packaged, so we can bring them in along the floor. And in the future, the plan would be to have like maybe a town in the corner over here or over there. Not really a town, although apparently there is the limit on towns is going away in the beta version of the game, so we will be able to build more town centres as time goes on. But we could build a mining town here and put that on the rail system as well. And then stone and iron and then we could also have a forestry town, which could do the trees. That could drop off on the rail system as well, rather than having it all here. That is doable, and we could do that, and we could have like this drop off. Yeah, well, this is not going to be a drop off. This is going to be a pickup. No, it's a drop off. Yeah, it's a drop off. Yep. Okay. Okay. So yeah. So that means we want this to come this way, above the world. Apparently, you can actually go above that. I am happy with this. Yeah. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, okay. Not what I was expecting. Why are you going up so high? We don't want that. We don't want that. Stop it. Up, there. There. Do that. Then go on to here. Okay, so you go up and over that, but then that will probably come down later anyway, because we'll run these all on the floor, and then run all the outputs up high. Which means we run all these in. What I'm tempted to do as well is put in like a little train station here and have all these package and feed into a train station, and then have that train station just do a little loop here and have like an offset here with a special signal, so it just drops off, so it acts like it was on the main rail, but it's just picking up iron and stone, wood, doing that. And then I think well, I'll do that, but I'll build that little thing. I'll do that off camera because. I need to basically destroy this. I can't do a great deal about it other than actually destroy it. So, yeah. So let's remove that. Copy. Put you there. You won't come out because of don't have any pullers, but I need to remove that anyway. We need to come back about 3, I think it was. Or was it 2? It's 3. Back 3, down. There you go. So that will allow us to have 3 inputs coming in here. We could potentially have more, because you can run something at this height as well as something on the ground. Even though we're going to have inputs here and outputs, this is going to get confusing. The other option that we have as well is putting stations on this side, so we can have all like our inputs here. So everything that goes into the city is over here, and then outputs are on this side because they go above and over the top and come down this side. That is perfectly viable. So, you know, we'd let me remove these trees. We basically, let me delete that. We basically just copy this rotate it around, and that's not going to work because that's not what I wanted. We'd have to mirror it, but have this come off a different place. So we can't have it come this way because you can't put a pusher facing both directions. You can't put one that way as well. It won't do that. So if we had it come back here, for instance, oh, that was a mistake. That was digging down. Didn't want to do that. Bum. Come along and do that, and that will work. I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to have it come up there, connect. It's a bit tight. I'm not sure I like that, but we'll see. And then you can sit here, and you can load the train from there, and then the rail goes down there. It's just offset by one. It's slightly shorter, but it's fine. That would work. What I mean by you can do this here and that would work is that because the rail here turns right and the rail here turns left from its perspective, but because there's no rail right here, this train could not go straight up and this train could not go straight down. It must turn that way. So that still would technically work, but I'd rather have it like this, so if a train goes wrong, we can see which train went wrong and where. Hopefully. Okay, so in that case, this doesn't need to be here. What I should do really is remove that. Well, what we can do is we can go. I press tab, it doesn't do it. No, it doesn't do the. Well, there is a way to do it. If you go into Tools and go Select Blocks, and then you can select a line and delete them, and it won't delete the stuff underneath it. Same along here. I could do this, and down to there. I could then press Tab to change it to a vertical. Bring it up by one, and that means it would also get rid of that cloth. And then all you got to do is just double check that you're not touching any buildings or not inside any buildings and they're not highlighted. See all the ones with the yellow outline are highlighted? The buildings are not. So when I push delete, they go, but the buildings don't. So rather than having to, hold X and delete over everything and blah blah blah, then yeah, that would work. That would also work. Okay. So we are going this way, and we are going that way, straight over the top of town, all the way down here, over the top of that, and then into this, like so. There we go. And then you are going to be filtered to flour, and we're going to turn the rest off just for the minute. And then you are going to be turned off, and we're actually going to do that, and then put a grabber in here just temporarily to grab. Wait, what? Oh, I turned it off. Nope. That's why. There, just grab the flour. So output the flour. There we go. Put on. Okay, so unpause the game. Let's see what's happening here. Something's not quite right. Yes, indeed you do. That's better. There we go. Okay. Unpause. Right. And we want to empty these and empty the base of grain. We might put the base full of grain again, but it's going to be packaged grain if we do. So, let's just... we were going to move these, weren't we? Yeah, I think we can move these forward. Then go... well, we're just going to do this. There belts, which are way slower than anything else, but it's fine. No. But there we go. Thank you. And I might just do that and just turn this round just to let it go and do its thing. And that's going into here. And then we're doing our thing, and then you're going into there. And you don't actually have an output, which is interesting. Why did I miss that? I don't know. I agree. I definitely agree to the stone brick. I prefer the stone brick as well. So let's fix that, shall we? Let's run. Gotta face it the right direction. You down to there. You down to there. You down to there. Then up, down. Damn it! My fault. I was holding right click when moving the camera. There is one of the little tips that was actually given from the recently on the Factory Town Discord and Twitter. In the options, in interface, secondary action command. That's it. Secondary action delete. By default, that is off. For older people that have played the game for a lot longer, it's on, because right click used to be remove things, and they kind of got rid of that now. So if I have an option, if I have something and then I right click, it doesn't delete the floor anymore. You have to push X and delete things. I had it on because I was so used to selecting something and then just right clicking to do it, but now you can hold and move the camera and I just push X. I suppose it's, you know, just the way my brain works, but there we go. We'll do this. Then you can start unpackaging or packaging the goods, doing things. You can come down here, you can go into here, and everything will be awesome. We will then grab a pusher or two. We're going to go this way and that way. You are going to be for flour, and you are going to be for grain. And that should work. Okay, now our train doesn't have any fuel right now. Grab grain. Yeah. Yeah, our train doesn't have any fuel, but it will drive. It will drive around, do its thing. It will just be really slow to do it, but it will do it. It will drive around. We want to kind of give it some fuel, so I'm thinking of just tapping into this coal here and building a well for it. That seems like a good idea. So let's just put in a little a barn there. We'll give a worker, and we will dedicate one of these to coal and the rest to water. Now, I know for a fact that they burn more water than they do fuel, because they use fuel, and fuel, as I said, is 4 times more effective. So we'll just say, hey, you fill up that with coal. We'll get a well. Put a well there. A little conveyor belt. Away it goes. And that will fill with water, and everything will be awesome. You are starting to fill with grain, which is good, which is very good. Let us copy the train. I'm going to add a box cart to it, just the one. I'm in fact going to delete these other 2 box carts, so that'll start going in a minute when it's done. You are going to be the flour train. And rather than have a minecart loader there, we're going to have a fuel loader. And that will load both coal and water into the train. So we say go. We'll go along. You'll pick it up. Zoom. And look how fast he is. much, much quicker. Much, much faster. And you should go down here. Yeah, draw filter to the right thing. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a little cheat with this one here. We're actually going to grab this, put this here. Say, here you go. Boom, there you go, he'll fill up. He didn't get much water because there wasn't much water in here, so hopefully that's enough to go around and do what he's doing. You're going to come down here. Now we want the loader to be set to hold until full, so we always get a full train. But the unloader we don't want to set to hold until full or hold until empty because we just want to drop off the grain. And if there isn't enough grain in here, then we're going to go elsewhere. Basically. Or if there's not enough space in here, I should say, we're going to go elsewhere. Okay. And I've just glanced over and looked at the clock and realised we're out of time. But we're going to get the trains going. Look, they're going. Choo-choo. Here he goes. Boom. Comes down here. Races round, races round, races round. We don't need that many rails right now. We could just have it really short, but this is what we're doing. And you have filled up with 50 flour. Awesome. Now, we do want to tap into this as well and actually have access to flour being sold to here as well. Or, well, it will be bread. So, we'll probably just tap off this temporarily. Okay, so here he comes. Dum. Dum. And left a turn, and a right turn, and a stop. And an unload. And there we go, we have 50 boxes of grain here. All we need to do is feed the grain into here, and away we go. Now, I'm not going to do that until the actual grain runs out, which includes all the grain on here, which includes all the grain in here, which includes a lot. So, yeah, we're not gonna do that just yet. We're gonna wait for it to all empty out, and everything will be awesome. But our trains going along. There he is. He's gonna happily come along here. Hopefully, be okay for fuel. Yeah, it looks good. Looks good fuel. They burn a lot of fuel when they are accelerating. So if the train has a lot of stops, it will burn more fuel than if it just has one long run. That's why it's good to have the stops on a side rail, because that means that a train that doesn't need to turn here will just carry on and won't get stopped by another train and then have to pick up again. Keep in mind, however, that if this train was to run out of fuel, when this train, which has run out of fuel, ironically, catches it, because it's much slower, it will be bumping into the back of it and going fast, slow, fast, slow, fast, slow. So it will bump in and then it will stop, and it will bump in, then it will stop. And every time it moves, it's accelerating, so it burns more fuel. So you will use all the fuel in your trains. Your best bet if this happens is to either pick up this train and move it, or tell the train behind to just stop. Every other train in the line will run into it, and they'll just all come to a complete halt. Wait for this train to get out of the way, so it gets fuel, and then tell the train to start again, and it will follow. So yeah, we're back. Here he goes. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. And there we go. You have dropped 50 crates of flour in here. We're going to say, hey, would you take the pack of flour? Here he goes. He picks up 4 boxes of... Now, this isn't going to work, I don't think. No, because we need a packager here to do this. So we need an unpackager. Probably here. Probably right here, but we can't afford it, so we need to get so that's the next episode. We're that close to selling the flour, but we just need to get it out of the boxes. The markets don't do it, so would be nice if they did, but then it would be a bit of a cheat because you need to unpack it. So we'll get a packager. We'll put the packager probably here, and then we'll have the market see the side of it. Didn't think about that. That might cause a bit of a problem. Maybe not, because we've got this row here as well, so we can put the packages here and just have the markets in this row. And then whatever we build here can just empty it that way instead. So we have options, many options, which is awesome. So yeah, our trains are going, they are doing their things, and everything is going to be awesome. So we'll leave this here, and we'll come back next time and carry on from that. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this one, and I hope to see you again next one. And until then, as always, have fun.